It's playtime, it's playtime, it's playtime, it's playtime, it's playtime with the Sleepy Boys.
You know what? I just realized.
Wow.
Castle Crashers is the new fucking... It's the new fucking Chrono Trigger, man. We've had so many fucking issues trying to record this fucking game.
The worst part is that, like, I mean, this is the one that should be working because we can actually dual play for the first fucking time.
We just want to do a two-player game for our fucking show. We have tried.
Oh,
this is the third time the fourth time we've tried. And I'm not giving up. And I have a story that I was balls deep in. So Jeff, pretend like it's the first time you're hearing it.
Okay.
All right. So I've been kind of unhappy at work the last few weeks. You know, just not great for my mental health. And so
Hey Mark, have you ever said something on a Zoom call you shouldn't?
man, let me tell you about one time I said something on a Zoom call.
All right, let's stop being a prick now.
No, you're good. So yeah, so I was I wanted to save this. I wanted to save this for fucking when everyone else is here, but they're not here, so I'm not gonna wait because I'll forget.
They all have the option to show up.
Yeah, so I was I was in a team meeting which we do over it's over Microsoft
That's what
Teams.
other people get for having lives, assholes.
I know,
You guys are
right?
using Microsoft Teams?
Yeah, it sucks. I hate it.
I mean,
but,
at the very least, go to fucking Google Hangouts, you know?
Yeah,
It's
Google
still
Hangouts.
free.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody use Google Hangouts before. Anyway, so we do
before the world went to shit and everyone's like, we have to find a way to talk to each other.
So we have our team meetings on Microsoft Teams. We all have cameras, microphones, and all that, so we can chit chat with each other. And what ended up happening was, we were in a team meeting that we normally only have meetings for like 15-20 minutes, and on this particular day we had a scheduled meeting for an hour and a half. So about halfway through the meeting,
What were you guys talking about for an hour and a half?
just updates for the company.
No one ever needs an hour and a half long meeting.
I
By the
would
way,
absolutely
if
agree.
you are ever running a meeting for an hour and a half, guess what? People listen for 4 minutes.
Well, it's funny you should mention that.
Hey, so what?
Because
broadcasting.
about halfway through the meeting, our supervisor was like, "Hey, I'm like, all right, let's suck some dick and smoke some nick." And then
outside of showing up and talking, no one other than Mark does.
I'm not in about 30 hours of work on this podcast a week.
And
like,
the rest of us
and
put
that's not
in
even
however long we're talking.
like 3 hours of recording session. Yeah, like I'm not exaggerating. I wish that we had a way of doing this differently, but we just at this point we don't.
I'll tell you what, after you move it, it'll at least be easier for you to kind of, hopefully, to teach us, you know?
To show you guys the ropes, yeah. But, so anyway, so my laptop sucks dick, and, it was taking its sweet
and
time.
smokes Nick.
Well, I mean, yeah. So it was taking its sweet time pulling up the video so I could hear it. So I had forgotten about it. I was just going to leave it, and not worry about it until after the meeting was over. But during the meeting... It decided to come back.
If there's ever a podcast to not forget about during a meeting, it is a Sleepy Boys podcast. We are not intelligent.
We are not. So what ended up happening was it pops up, and the beginning of the video was me yelling at Brandon and Chris, basically to the effect of like, "What the fuck is wrong with you two?" Now again, my microphone was muted, so I didn't stress too much about it. Nobody was going to hear anything, right? Till about 2 hours after the meeting, one of my coworkers messaged or texted me, and she's like, "Hey, just so you know,
hey,
we all heard that." And I was like, "Heard what?" I'm like, "Man, I probably farted and it was really loud," because that happened, you know. like we've had it in recording sessions where you guys hear me fart and it comes through the microphone.
Yeah, fart,
and I'm
not
just like,
actively shit your pants.
Right, and I'm just like, oh, that's so great. What did you hear? And she's like, well, you said something about sucking dick, and I was like, oh no. And she's like, and then like 5 minutes. 5 minutes later, you said something. I just
realized, is your entire company based in Salt Lake? Or at least your team?
No. My entire team is based in Salt Lake.
I don't see Salt Lake as being the real LGBT cool crowd.
They're actually pretty cool here. Like I haven't had any issues about it.
I wasn't sure, and I figured that might be something to question.
Our company is very, very what's the word I'm looking for here? Supportive. They're very supportive of alternate lifestyles.
Allies.
Yeah. So anyway, she's like, yeah, we heard something about sucking dick, and then a little bit later we heard you say something yelling at a couple of people. Apparently something's wrong with that. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you two? And I was just like, oh no.
Do you remember what was going on that you were asking that too?
I think Chris was playing with a book of matches while they were recording. And Brandon was just freaking out. I don't remember exactly what it was. I think that was the context, because there was definitely a point where Chris was playing with matches. I don't remember if it was that exact moment or not, but it was around that. And so
that's 100% what happens when just kids grow up and keep being kids.
Yeah. And so I'm just like, oh my god, I'm gonna get fired. Like I said, suck dick. Like, let's suck dick on a fucking team meeting. People heard that. My supervisor heard that.
Oh, I hope your supervisor's name is Nick.
No, my supervisor's name is not Nick. So I'm like stressing for the rest of the workday. I'm like, somebody is gonna somebody's gonna report me to HR. I'm gonna get fired, and I don't hear anything for the rest of the day. Again, Monday, and it wasn't until Tuesday at like 3:45. Like, I'm talking like within like an hour of my shift being over, I get a message from my supervisor that's just like, hey Mark, how you doing today? And I'm like, oh no, here it comes. So I was just like, you know what, fuck this. I'm gonna grab the bull by the horns on this one. I'm not gonna leave this one up to her being like, let me tell you what happened. And I was just like, look, I realized I was talking to so-and-so, and they mentioned that apparently some inappropriate things were overheard from my
Evidently, you know about my appetite towards dick.
Allegedly, I said some things. And she's like, and she was like, yeah.
Smart. You're going to go really well in the corporate world.
I was just straight up. I was like, look, I know that I found out that apparently you guys heard me say some inappropriate things for work. I'm sorry that was heard. I would never say anything of that nature in a professional setting, ever. And she's like, all right, well, I appreciate that you're owning up to it. But now, what do you think you can do to prevent that from happening? And honestly, like obviously, I'm like,
oh, she's trying to get you to stop sucking dicks.
Well, I was just like, you know what? I mean, I'll be more conscientious of what I'm saying around, you know, when I'll treat it like I'm still in the building, right? And she's like, oh,
I forgot that you guys were doing all this over Zoom and shit.
Yeah, and she's like, okay, well, that would be a great idea if you think that would work. And I'm like, yeah. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I'll just unplug my camera so there's no risk, because apparently that's where the audio was going through, was my camera audio, not my microphone. And so yeah, so anyway, yesterday, today's Thursday, we record on Thursdays, and you know, as per usual. And yesterday was Wednesday, and I was just not in a great headspace mentally. Like, you know, like getting a talking to in any circumstance is no fun.
Yeah, even good ones like that. Because, by the way, and I know the person was just doing their job, and they were doing it. They actually did a really good job of it without like trying to really upset you or anything. But now, what do we think we can do to make sure this never happens again? Like, fuck you! Don't talk to me like I'm a child. You know?
Yeah. So what ended up? So I ended up calling out sick yesterday. I took a mental health day, and was working on school stuff. And I was sitting down and I was talking with my family, and I was like, you know, I don't know if I have much of a future at this job. And And they were like, well,
Even I caught that one.
Yeah, you did. Thank you. I realized it as soon as I said it. Holy shit.
Are you putting down a note to cut at a certain time?
Trust me, I'll know when to cut it, man. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just like, I don't know that I have much of a future at this job. And they're like, well, that, you know, I mean, we'll support you no matter what. Like, if you do end up leaving, like, you know, we support you while you find it, or not like we'll take care of you, but like, you know, we stand by you with your decision and all that.
Your decision. We support your decision.
Yeah. So I was like, you know, I really appreciate that. And then today, Thursday, which was my day off, I was the only things I had to do was,
that's weird.
I have weird days off. Like, it's usually like a month. It's either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and then Sunday. So my
Saturdays that fucking blow.
It really does. I hate working on Saturdays because it's always the busiest fucking day, and we're always understaffed.
And not just that, it's not like you're getting. I mean, I'm not gonna tell the audience, you know, where you work, but just the type of job you have. If someone's calling on a Saturday, it's not because they're
a good
like
thing. Yeah,
having a good day.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was I got a call this morning. Like, I had literally just rolled out of bed, and I get a text message from my supervisor. Hey, Mark, when you have a minute, could we talk? And I'm like, God damn it! Like, this isn't like there's. Fuck, I'm getting like at this point I'm like, I'm definitely getting fired. And what ends up happening?
Get introduced into the scene, and they know that you're sucking nicks and smoking dicks.
Yeah. So I'm like, God, I am like I thought I was in the green. I thought I was clear, right? So I got a call this morning, and like, I just want you to know that we think that there are some opportunities for you to improve. And I'm like, wow. Okay.
For starters, microphones.
Right. Yeah. And I'm just like, you know, I absolutely agree. I definitely want to improve to make sure that the mistakes of the other day aren't repeated. To which my supervisor says, "Oh, no, that's not what I'm referring to. We've moved past that." And I'm like, "What am I in trouble for then?" And she's like, "No, I'm sorry, you misunderstand me. We have a promotion that we want to offer you." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, what?" I'm sorry, did you
laugh in your boss's face when they offered you a fucking promotion?
I didn't laugh, but it was more of just like, are you serious? Like, I even said, I think I verbally said, are you kidding me? And like, she's like, no, we really like, you're one of the
too, man.
She's like, you're one of the top performers in your category at this business. And I'm like, that's sad. Like that concerns me.
Isn't it weird when that happens and you're like, I've not been trying at all.
I mean, I'm not slacking off by any means, but like, I don't feel like I should be considered a top performer by any means.
Brother,
and so she's like,
trust me, that was like the definition of how I did my job before I got furloughed.
I love the shitting reindeer.
The poopsies?
But yeah, so I was just like, I was definitely shocked. I was like, I mean, I'd love to hear more about it. Like, I definitely would consider the job. Right. You know, if it's you know, worth my time, of course.
Pick up the money too.
Yeah. But and so yeah, so I'm sitting down at lunch today with my two sisters, or two of my sisters, I guess. I sometimes forget I have three. And I'm just like, guys, like, this is the sequence of events. I say the fuck word in a team meeting, as well as saying, let's suck dick and smoke Nick.
I was going to say, that's the part you're focusing on? I don't think that's as extreme as suck dick and smoke Nicks.
Right, and I'm like, sequence of events. I say let's suck dick and drop the fuck bomb while I'm at work. And then 2 days later, I get offered a promotion. Like, am I doing something really right here, or?
Talk about failing upwards, huh?
Seriously, like I am utterly shocked that's the sequence of events. But at the same time, I'm not gonna.
You just need to accidentally let an entire Sleepy Boy episode get released on one of your microphones one day, and then you're just CEO.
I would love if that was the way it worked.
You just run the fucking company, bro.
Right into the ground. Because I don't know how to...
I don't know if that'd be a bad thing.
Well, I mean, who is to say? Who really is to say? But yeah, like, I'm shocked because I'm like, I've never, like, I fuck up a lot. Like, that. Let's be real here. But I have never fucked up and gotten something out of it.
I mean, I think you basically just described what, like, Harvard legacy kids, like, what their lives are like.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? Those kids who literally just, all right, well, so I've done nothing right, but my name brings an inherent success with it.
Fair point.
Continue.